Since the translation of the Book of Enoch from the ancient text discovered in Ethiopia in 1768, it has created a stir in the history of mankind that has been told for years. The Book of Enoch tells the story of the fallen angels called the Nephilim, or the Anunnaki. It is attributed to Enoch, the great-grandfather of Noah. It is widely accepted that several copies of the Book of Enoch were discovered in 1948 among the Dead Sea Scrolls, ancient Jewish and Hebrew religious manuscripts. It was discovered in seaside caves near the ancient settlement called Qumran. It is believed that there are stories that have great similarities to ancient Sumer. The book consists of 5 quite distinct major sections. The one which with the evil deeds of the fallen angels or Nephilims, also known as the Watcher with Earthlings. The parables which explain the judgment of the fallen angel watchers and the great deluge as punishment for the evil works of the fallen angels. The book of Luminaries, which contains accurate astronomical data on the motions of the sun, moon and stars, including the calculation of the lunar year of 364 days and why an additional year must be added after 4 years. The book of visions on the past and future of human destiny under the oppressive system of divine kings. A final apocalypse in which the righteous will be delivered from the wicked by the Son of Man, or Messiah, in the era after the flood. Enoch was the great-great-grandfather of Noah, the 7th generation of humans after Adam's. Because of his rightfulness, he was chosen by God to do his bidding and deliver his words, particularly after the earth became corrupt due to the irresponsible deeds of a superior order of angels with striking human appearance, also referred to as the Watchers. Enoch was the messenger of God, and the one to receive his knowledgeable words and spread them across the land. In the end, he was taken by God into his kingdom, thus escaping his earthly demise that would sooner or later be upon him. After he became the father of Methuselah, Enoch walked faithfully with God for 300 years and had other sons and daughters. Altogether, Enoch lived a total of 365 years. Enoch walked faithfully with God, then he was no more, because God took him away. By faith, Enoch was taken from his life, so that he did not experience death. He could not be found because God has taken him away, for before he was taken, he was commended as one who pleased God. Hebrew 11:5. It's no wonder why the Book of Enoch hadn't been included into the modern biblical version, since its content speaks of wicked angels who became fond of mortal women and mated with them, giving birth to the hybrid race of giant humanoids known throughout secular and biblical history as the Nephilims. And it came to pass, when the children of men had multiplied, that in those days were born unto them beautiful and comely daughters, and the angels, the children of the heaven, saw and lusted after them, and said to one another, Come, let us choose us wives from among the children of men, and beget us children. And Samyaza, who was their leader, said unto them, I fear ye will not indeed agree to this deed, and I alone shall have to pay the penalty of the great sin. And they all answered him and said, Let us all swear an oath, and all bind ourselves by mutual imprecations, not to abandon this plan, but to do this thing. Then swore they all together and bound themselves by mutual imprecations upon it. And so the angels plunged from the heavens to take wives of their own choosing, defying the Creator, the judgment. They numbered 200 and were led by their leaders. And these are the names of their leaders: Samyaza, their leader, Samlazas, Arakalba, Ramil, Kokabil, Tamlil, Ramlil, Danil, Azakil, and Barakajal. There also were chief of 10, Asael, Armaros, Atarjal, Ananil, Zaklil, Samsapiel, Sataril, Turil, Jamjil, and Sariel. When the angels descended upon the earth, they started offering gifts of knowledge to both mortal women and men, thus defying the will of the Creator of an unaltered race of humans with the will of their own. In exchange, the angels demanded respect and adoration, but unaware they were of the chaos they had instituted. All living creatures became impeded in one way or another by the new order of things. The angels didn't realize that humans were too unripe and gullible to be taught so much knowledge at once. As a consequence, the earth became reddened from the blood of his creatures, and all living beings then became prone to divine cleansing. And all others together with them took unto themselves wives, and each chose for himself one. And they began to go in unto them, and to defile themselves with them. And they taught them charms and enchantments, and the cutting of roots, and made them acquainted with plants. And they became pregnant, And they bare great giants, whose height was 3,000 ells, who consumed all the acquisitions of men. And when men could no longer sustain them, the giants turned against them and devoured mankind. And they began to sin against birds and beasts and reptiles and fish, and to devour one another's flesh, and drink the blood. Then the earth laid accusation against lawless ones. The conception of the Nephilims was the first ordeal humans had to face, as there was no way to overcome the needs of those supersized humanoids, intervening into the natural order of the things and infuriated to the Creator. So the Watchers and all that had been corrupted were about to taste retribution and destroy all the spirits of the reprobate and the children of the Watchers, because they have wronged mankind. Destroy all wrong from the face of the earth, and let every evil work come to an end, and let the plant of righteousness and truth appear, and it shall prove a blessing. The works of the righteous and truth shall be planted in truth and joy forevermore, and to cleanse thou the earth from all oppression, and from all unrighteousness, and from all sin, and from all godlessness, and all the uncleanliness that is wrought upon earth destroy from off the earth. And all the children of men shall become righteous, and all nations shall offer adoration and shall praise me, and all shall worship me. And the earth shall be cleansed from all defilement, and from all sin, and from all punishment, and from all torment. And I will never again send upon it from generation to generation and forever. Needless to say that the global demise took the form of a great flood, and Noah was informed of this through the ascribed words of the forefather Enoch, and was allowed to perpetuate the human species as well as preserve countless other wildlife. Then said the Most High, the Holy and Great One spake, and sent Uriel to the son of Lamech, and said to him, Go to Noah and tell him in my name, hide thyself and reveal to him the end that is approaching, that the whole earth will be destroyed, and a deluge is about to come upon the whole earth, and will destroy all that is on it. And now instruct him that they may escape, and his seed may be preserved for all the generations of the worlds. Although some may find it hard to believe, the great flood had been scheduled long before Noah came to be, and it was his great-great-grandfather that had spread the divine word. The cataclysm was inevitable, as prior to that moment in time inhabitants of the earth became corrupted and could no longer live in peace. The Book of Enoch tells many controversial stories of time in a way similar to that we experience today, but with some major differences. Before the Great Deluge, humans had tremendous lifespan, fact attested by the Sumerian king list and the Egyptian pharaoh's timeline. Although historians still consider this time frame in human history as unproved and fictional, there are numerous accounts speaking of those days, when gods walked among men, when mythological creatures were not just a figment of imagination, and 100 years of life marked only the beginning of one's journey. Today, it seems that our remote history is either not allowed to surface because it would turn the instituted order to bits, or because that cycle of human history was never meant to be known for some really intriguing reason.
If you enjoy this video and want to see more like it, please consider subscribing to us and hitting the like button. Feel free to write a comment below and suggest which theory you want to see next. If you'd like to further support this channel, please consider joining. Our membership link will be found in the description box below. We appreciate your support, and as always, thanks for watching.